Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 5 Brazilian Grand Prix. We're here for round 21 of 22, the penultimate round of this magnificent season. I am F1 Union, your main commentator for tonight, and joined alongside me in the commentary box is ETE Nico.
Hello everyone, it's very good to be back, and for the penultimate round of the season, let's see who can put on a great show for Tier 2 tonight.
Yes, indeed, we got a good attendance once again. Just waiting for the final people to come in as Frosty Life picks Mercedes, and it should be, I think, 17 for tonight, maybe 18. Got 3 minutes until we ready up. I'm just going to send the stream links real quick, and then we will get into all the important stuff in just a moment. Nick, anything you want to say before we can ready up?
No, not really, just excited for, the penultimate race, and yeah, it's Brazil, lots of up and down. We'll see how the drivers cope with that, especially out of the traction zones, and it's going to be a tricky one on the tyres in the race, but we'll see who has the best setup and who's got the most pace.
We will indeed. Right, stream has been sent. So then, there's the other announcements, right. Stream has been sent. Right, hope you all enjoy. Thank you to everyone who will tune in during this qualifying and race. And we are just 2 minutes away from readying up for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's the first time the driver's title can be clinched, and the second time the constructor's title can be won tonight. The constructors seems much more likely. Basically, let me put it to focus your attention to the Red Bull drivers and the Ferrari drivers. These is the championship leader, 2 points ahead of Josh Crabtree in the Red Bull, and then are Crudeves and Bram to be the second Ferrari and Red Bull drivers. Red Bull collectively have to outscore Ferrari collectively by 10 points or more. If I've got that right, I'll just double check just so it's all good. Right, Red Bull have to outscore 11 points or more. Okay. No, I was right. 10 points. Never mind. Right. So Red Bull have to outscore Ferrari by 10 points or more, and Thies has to outscore Josh by 24 points or more. Pretty much saying Thies has to win, and Josh has to be P9 or P10 or lower, or DNF. Now, coming into this race last season, we did have a Josh that got taken out, and his rival finished second. Obviously, that was the final race, and obviously won in the championship. If such a thing would happen today, even if Thies was to get second and Josh was out, it would still go to the final race, but obviously Josh would have a lot of work to do and would have to pretty much win the race. So this is a key and critical race for the drivers as well as the team standings. Thies does have the upper hand with 2 points ahead of Josh, so Josh cannot win it tonight. Thies has a small chance, but I think Ferrari will be mainly focusing on wrapping up the constructors before they focus on the drivers. Crudeves has already said he's going to be helping Josh to that driver's title. Red Bull know they've got a long ladder to climb if they wanted to win the constructors, but being 55 points behind with only 88 points remaining, it is a massive and seemingly impossible feat to beat unless Ferrari have a real mare. But enough talk. 7 o'clock, ready up drivers, as the message will be sent out now. And I'll ask you, Thies, just like last week, give me a top 3 prediction for qualifying.
I didn't know my name
if you don't mind.
Changed to Thies, but...
Did I say I said Nick.
No, I think you're lagging me.
Nick, give me a top 3 predictions.
Right. I've actually not had any insight today, unlike last week. So I'm gonna have to, I'm starting from scratch. I'm going to go Thies, Crudeves, Jack, and Josh.
Right then, sunny conditions for qualifying. You think Thies, Jack and Josh? Well, I have seen some input in time trial. I think it will be Josh, then Thies, and then Crew de Vase. So I'm gonna same three as you, but swapped around.
Yes.
Having some lag at the moment. It all seems okay on your end. Okay. That should be alright then. Right, we're just waiting for the drivers to load into qualifying, and then we will get underway for an 18-minute qualifying session. We've had a lot of dramatic qualifyings this season. Let's see if we can add one more to that. Brazil has been the finale for the last 2 seasons now. But obviously it will be the penultimate race for this one. And then we will head back to Abu Dhabi for the finale. We've never had, both in Tier 1 and Tier 2, both titles go down to the final race. We've never had both the drivers and the constructors still not be decided when we head into the final race. So let's see what can happen first in qualifying. Let's see who is out first. Let's enable all this. Don't need that. Don't really need the tyres unless
I believe I'm seeing some movement down at Williams for Sin Icon. I'm not quite sure. I've just seen. Yeah, there we go. We've got 2 at the garage at the bottom.
And obviously it'll be the Williams. No, it'll be the Haas exiting the pits first of JJ Francis, with Haas being right at the end. Obviously in real life, a Haas got pole at Brazil. Let's see what can happen tonight. So JJ Francis will be the first one out onto track, and Sin Icon as well. And Nick, would you say the pit lane exit of Brazil is probably one of the hardest to try and get right, because new tyres, tight twisty corners, it's not something you'd... Yeah.
Luckily for the Tier 2 boys, they obviously don't have to deal with the cold tyres coming out of the pit lane. But even so, there's quite a harsh bump if you take the wrong line through that long left-hander, which can throw you off, throw you straight into that outside wall. And if you hit the wall coming out of the pit lane, once you've just gone in, you're going to lose plenty of time when you come back in and change that front wing.
Thies, the championship leader then, is on the track and heading through Sector 2 now. What will be going through his mind? Pole position in Mexico. Let's see if he can do it again at Brazil. His teammate is also on track in front of him, and Crew de Vase and Josh Crabtree are... No, they're both leaving the pits. No, Crew de Vase is leaving the pits, but Josh Crabtree's still in the pits. Right then, take us through this lap with JJ Francis then, Nick.
Will do. Now into turn 1. Very tricky, very easy to look up for those that do not use ABS. And then as we go through the long turn 3, we activate the DRS down the first of the back straight into turn 4. A very harsh braking zone which drops away mid-corner, and you can lose a lot of grip and lose the rear end subsequently. And then onto a short back straight into turn 6, and then into turn 7, the horseshoe they call it, then into turn 8. Very easy to cut that inside corner as well with turn 9. But turn 9 continues and continues, and the exit is out as we have a yellow flag just coming out of turn 7. And then as we're into turn 10 and down into the long sweeping turn 11, which can easily make you lose the rear. And then they say this is the final corner, but it is absolutely not. There's 3 more corners to come through 13, and then we climb the hill through up to 14, and then we activate the DRS to the little kink of turn 15, and we come up across the line hugging the inside wall for the shortest run, and it's a 108.8.
Sin Icon then goes 6/10 slower than that. Brilliantly commentated over that, Nick, as JJ Francis has set the pace as we now wait for the Ferrari. So Bram will cross the line in front, and this should probably be provisional pole. It is 108.4. Let's see these. Just coming through the kinks now. He's invalidated, so his first run has not been good enough, but he will be going again, it looks like, as he's got, I think, the other Williams of Arsenal, no, Bratty Terror in the Alpine, 108.9, so 101 thousandths off JJ Francis, but Bram 4.5 tenths clear of JJ Francis at the moment. We've got an AlphaTauri now coming across the line. Smithy putting himself P4. And then the Alfa Romeo goes onto provisional pole. It's GSR Rosia by just over half a tenth. He has been a really good star in qualifying in this second half of the season, and he is proving why once again at Brazil. And Crudaves goes P3, 11 thousandths off Bram. Pretty much rivals at the moment for, I think, third. Bram may have the upper hand by, I think, about 40 points. So Bram could solidify third as well today, but Crudaves is still going to not give this one up. Obviously, last season he reset to track on the formation lap, and back then you get disqualified if you reset to track, so he couldn't do the race. But obviously with the rule being removed and lifted, you can as much as you want really, as long as it's not dangerous. Right, Bratty Terror coming into the pits as Thies this time does improve to a 107.9. He's the first one into the 1 minute 7s, and that is a really good provisional pole time for the championship leader.
That's a brilliant lap. I was just watching that whole onboard, and obviously he started the lap with a little bit less ERS, about 20%. He crossed the line with about 6%. He would have lost so much time down that main straight, but still, to be nearly 4/10 in front of P2, that was a brilliant lap.
So is there more time to gain then, as Frankie has crossed the line with a 108.5, as Chaz goes 6th. Now we see Josh Crabtree, second in the World Championship, come out for the first time this session. What will be going through his mind? He is the underdog. He's got nothing to lose now, being second to Thies, and he'll be giving it his all and everything above. So 12 cars have set a lap time, ranging over 2.8 seconds from Thies to Carbro, but we still got Logan, Josh, Arsenal, Billy and Seb to set a lap time yet. So Thies, let's put, should have probably put the ERS on, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think any of the top guys are going for a second run. Chaz F1 has made a mistake. Frosty Life has gone 7th, and his teammate Carbro spins out right behind him. JJ Francis not on a lap. Let's look at Carbro. I think Carbro was on a lap. He's spun. Anyway, Josh comes across the line then. Nick, do you want to do it again?
I will be very glad to. Now into turn 1, we take a light wide line into the apex to set up turn 2. He goes a little bit wide of the apex there, and then into turn 3. A long left-hander, hug on the inside for the shortest run, and then we activate the DRS down into turn 4. As I said before, it drops away just at the apex. Very easy to lose the back end. Making sure you keep it in track limits. Unlike Mankelslappen last year, very controversial. Then into turn 6, braking just at the 50 meter board and swinging it in as fast as you can. Into turn 7, the horseshoe, and then into turn 8, which drops down again very early in the traction zone. Very easy to lose the rear end. Then into turn 9, the continuous corner that goes on forever, into another controversial corner in 2019 between Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon. We go through turn 10, then down into turn 11, like we saw Max Verstappen in 2015, I believe, in practice, losing the back end, making a big old drift. Then into turn 12, then into 13, we climb the hill over the DRS detection point into turn 14, coming up for the DRS detection point, and there we go into 14, then 15, and cruising up to the line. He's only got 4% of ERS, but that is very close between the top two.
The top two really showing why they are the ones fighting for this World Championship. 4/10 nearly clear of the rest, and it was, if I mean to nitpick, it was 2014 when Verstappen did that, not 15. But it's fine, doesn't matter. But yes, Josh Crabtree and Thies setting the pace. Only 27 thousandths separate them, the top two, followed by Erosia splitting the top two teams, and then will come Frankie and Chaz and your usual Frosty Life, JJ Francis and Bratty rounding out the top 10, etc. Smithy just on the outskirts, as is Sin Icon and Carvo. Still waiting on Logan. I think he's just on a lap now, actually. Arsenal, he's just in front of Logan. And Seb is in the pits, and one of them just put a lap in. Billy, yes, just crossed the line. So here we go then. Arsenal will be next to cross the line. And let's see where this can get him. It will be around a 1 minute 8, I believe. 1 minute 8.9, which puts him P10. Let's see. Logan now crossing the line. Where does it put him? P9. Knocks Arsenal out the top 10 and knocks JJ Francis down to 10th. Right then. The Red Bull comes into the pits of Josh Crabtree. Thies heading out for an outlap already. Nearing halfway through this session now. And it couldn't be closer.
Both, I just like to point out with Josh's lap, as I said on the hot lap, both ended the lap with very little ERS, which indicates to me they could have done 2 laps on that set of tyres because they've had to do a rerun.
16.8 for both of them in the first sector. 34.5. 34.3 for Josh. 16.6 for Josh. 16.5 for Josh. For Thieves. Interesting.
Just seeing Thieves there, 3
turn
turn 3. Taking quite a wide line, so maybe getting that straight line speed onto the straight instead of the preferred hugging of the inside, removing those extra meters, and he's got his teammate in front.
Yep, looks like it's going to be the team play. Then looks like Bram is going to give his teammate some slipstream, probably down the long straight heading across the start-finish line. So Thieves, I think, was about a third of a tenth down heading to the end of sector 1. He's got Bram right in front of him. Needs to get a bit of a move on because Dirty Air might affect him through this long left-hander, but we'll see. Is Thieves up through the middle sector?
That's not going to be very good. That's a little bit too close if you ask me.
Well, he's only lost a little bit of time. Might have lost a little bit more time on that corner, but now this is where the time's going to be gained. Thieves doesn't have much ERS, but he still has the slipstream from Bram. So can he extend his advantage? Can he cross the line with a quicker time? No, he cannot. By a tenth, he's missed out. So he'll have one more go, and Bram will now start his lap and venture on. It did not work. The Ferrari team game did not work out this time in Brazil. Erosi has just started his lap as Chaz F1 has gone P4. Very good lap from him, 108.3.
I won't lie, I've just had a massive spell as we just see Chaz F1 there spinning out of turn 2. I've had a massive spell or dose of deja vu there, I don't know why. But yeah, Thieves coming across the line, still very low on the ERS. So not quite sure if it's the downforce or just, you know, a lack of it during the lap. But I think Bram maybe got a little bit too close because that forced Thieves to take a wide line, obviously, when Bram was setting up his lap.
He did indeed. Bram has found a lot of time in the first sector. And obviously Thieves is keeping him hot on his toes, but keeping close to him. Let's see if Bram's found any more time. He's found 2 tenths, so this should obviously, or probably solidify him in P3. But he's going to need to find a massive amount of time in this last sector, which is really only one corner. But he comes across the line now. This will probably be P3. Can he get his car anywhere close to Josh Crabtree? Across the line for Bram. 1 minute 8.099. It is P3. He's pretty much slap bang in the middle of the top 2 and the rest. As everyone has set a lap time now because Arsenal has crashed in the pit lane, I think.
Yep. Josh Crabtree just on his lap at the moment.
14th.
I believe Josh Crabtree and Crew de Vase playing the team game. I believe Crew de Vase gave him a slipstream down the main straight as I just went on board with Josh and Jack was pulling off to the side. So maybe that'll help Josh in the fight to pole position for now, as he comes up towards the line.
It certainly has helped Josh. He's found a lot of time, and this should definitely be provisional pole. Thieves didn't improve on his run. Josh Crabtree crosses the line, 107.7. Josh Crabtree takes back provisional pole away from his championship rival with the help of his teammate. The team play between Ferrari and Red Bull, advantage Red Bull, as Erosia and Chaz are ahead of now Crew de Vase, who is I'm looking at the wrong
Josh
person.
Crabtree just giving Crew
yeah.
de Vase a slipstream there. He's getting very hot on their heels between Red Bull and Ferrari at the moment. This is getting nice and spicy.
This is getting very critical for the teams as neither want to give up. All 4 of them are giving it all, and Crew de Vase has found nearly a tenth in the first sector. Josh Crabtree giving him slipstream down through the Skidoo de Largo, and now Crew de Vase just has to make his way through the tight and twisty lefts and rights of the middle sector before he gets onto the straight of the third. So he found 0.072 in the first. Can he find any more time at the end of the second? We'll find out now. He's found nearly 4 tenths. Crew de Vase could get himself nearly ahead of Thieves. Crew de Vase could make it a potential Red Bull front row lockout. Let's see if he can. So he doesn't look close enough to challenge his teammate, but can he challenge Thieves and stop his championship contenders? No, it's P4 for Crew de Vase.
1,000th behind Bram. It's so close between this top 4.
It's been the story of the season, these top 4, these top 2 teams. Crew de Vase 1,000ths off Bram, but there's still quite a bit off Thieves and definitely Josh. That is a really good time from Josh, and Thieves is going to need to find nearly 2 tenths in these final 4.5 minutes to get back onto pole position. Josh Crabtree trails Thieves. Well, at the moment, he's in the best possible position as Frosty's left. Let's get him back in.
And I mean, 1,000 there from Jack to Bram. That's going to be replaying over in his head probably, because if he doesn't get this next lap done, if he invalidates or just doesn't gain the right amount of time, and he loses a position, 1,000 that could just be a gear shift. And like, unfortunately, that 1,000 could cost him 8 meters on the starting grid.
It could indeed. Both Aston Martins on their outlap, as Arsenal's left as well. Let's get him back in. Who else is on track? We've got an Alpine and a Mercedes. Carbo, currently the slowest of the runners. He's on an invalidated lap. What about the Alpine of Frankie? He's on an outlap as well.
Well,
it seems like they're about to...
Sorry, Brian. The Red Bull there is so unfortunate. I'm pretty sure he will have enough time, but I believe it was, yeah, Josh Crabtree just coming out of the pits as Crudevez was coming in and held him up by a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he should have enough time to come back out.
Oh, definitely. 100%. You could leave the garage at 2 minutes, pretty much. This is, I think, the second shortest lap time besides Austria, 107. Maybe Monaco challenges it, but yeah, Josh Crabtree out now. Onto the road. This will be his final lap, making sure not to get in the way of the Aston Martin of Chaz flying by, who's down by 5 thousandths in the first sector, 16.8 for him. Let's see what he can do as he navigates his way through the middle, as I think Frankie has stopped with his lap and he's cutting across the corner. I think that's his qualifying done, unless he has enough fuel in the tank. But looking back to Chaz now, heading through turn 12, I believe, and now round the long left-hander up to the end of sector 2. Has he found any time? He's found just over a 10th, which if he plays his cards right and gets a good exit of turn 15, he can potentially get ahead of Erosia for a top 5 finish, but it's going to be very close. He could probably improve, but will he improve on his position? No, he can't quite, but it is a 108.333 and solidifies P6 just that little extra bit. Frankie invalidated. He's got the Aston Martin in front of him. As who's out? These is out on his outlap.
Just saying, he's on. Oh, and is Josh Crabtree going to get blocked? He is! No! What is that Mercedes doing? That is so unfortunate. That's Carbro, and I wonder if...
And is that the other Red Bull? Is that the other Red Bull as well? Crudevez.
Oh,
he's on an outlap
I was
as well.
just going to say, if you nitpick me, I'll nitpick you. I believe Canada might be the closest contender to this circuit on lap time, but that is so unfortunate. The provisional pole, man, that's unfortunate.
I mean, rightly so. 5 place grid penalty for Carbro. It's not even going to change anything. He's last anyway. So that'll probably be an IP or 2. But that has completely ruined Josh Crabtree's final attempt to extend his advantage. And if Thies now, who's just started his lap, does get onto pole position, this is going to be very controversial. So he has found 44 thousandths in the first sector. That is enough to get him into the 107.8, but he still needs to find a good chunk of time. So Thies knows that this is it. This is the lap of the weekend, but he has got so much traffic. Look at the middle sector. He's got about 6 cars in front of him and he's just cleared one of them. So Thies has to manoeuvre his way through all of these guys as Bram is ahead of him. He's the next car, and let's see now if Ferrari can perfect the team game. Bram once again getting very close to his teammate, and that is no, it's ruined it. It's ruined. Oh my lord! Massive crash.
Say Ferrari International Association. Thank you, Adam, from the chat there. But no, it's all gone wrong for the Ferraris. And
Who was that? Was that Bratty Terror? I think it was Bratty Terror.
But I will take a clip of that and we might be able to see, but that is...
Frosty Life and Bratty Terror battling into turn 1. Oh, they've hit each other.
That's a heart and mouth.
What is going on? In the final minutes of qualifying, it's all we know we've seen some drama, but we have not seen drama like this.
Crudevez. His car was on the racing line. Crudevez had to avoid it, and I don't think that could have lost him a couple tenths.
But it's not like these could have done anything.
No, that's a heart and mouth.
And that will be the grip. Wait, Bram. Oh, Bram's in the pit. Oh, Bram's finished. Never mind. That's it then.
That is so...
It didn't...
Oh, I didn't.
So, Josh Crabtree, even after being hit by Carbro, who retires from the session, will take pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Thies tried to get in the slipstream of Bram. Bram had to slam on the brakes to avoid. I'm pretty sure it was Bratty Terror, and Thies just went into the back of him. And luckily, I don't think any of them have got a grid penalty. I think it's only Carbro. Grid penalty for Carbro. Yeah, everyone else got away with it. There was a collision down into turn 1 between Frosty Life and I believe Frankie, as someone's joined FM. Well, they better leave.
This gave me Sergei Sorokin Hamilton vibes as soon as I saw that happening, and I was like, this is a real life situation. We hear the drivers in real life complaining all the time about the other drivers and their peers just slowing down on the final corner on the exit, and yeah, that's incredible.
Well, we can always restart this race if we need. I'll just take a quick picture of qualifying just in case. Hopefully, I don't think that person who joined got a seat, but they did join and qualify, so whoever you are, leave. But I've taken a pic of qualifying, so it's all good, just in case. But yeah, this is high drama for both championship rivals, but it's not even between them both, it's between Carbro and I'm still certain it was Bratty Terror.
I mean,
but crazy end to qualifying.
Personally,
absolutely unbelievable.
This is more dramatic than it was last season on the final couple of laps, and it's only qualifying.
You can't make it up, Tier 2.
Absolutely not. This is incredible. I've got a smile from ear to ear right now, because this is getting exciting.
Right, oh wait, can't we check the race director to see if, there we go. Please tell me that guy is not here. Come on. Okay, he's not. Okay, we're good. Okay, no restart, we're good. I'm guessing that guy will just spectate then, if he wants to. Who cares? Right, you know what we care about? The second last race of this enthralling season.
Yeah,
there we go, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, go away. Right, we are here for the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 21, the penultimate race. A very critical race that could decide one or both championships. Josh on the right, these on the left, both going for the World Championship. 5 lights at Brazil, and it's lights out, and away we go. Josh does get away well, ahead of Thieves, who slips in behind him. Bram trying to challenge as Erosia goes down the inside of Thieves, and Erosia takes P2 ahead of the Ferrari. Chaz F1 now getting ahead of the Ferrari as Bram has spun out from contact with
Erosia
Chaz.
gone as well. That's a good save from Erosia. Sorry to butt in there.
That's Erosia gone as well. Thieves back up into P2, then Chaz F1 P3, and it's all gone terribly wrong for Bram at the back. Smithy as well, as Josh Crabtree leads. As ahead, Cruda Base just ahead of JJ Francis. Frankie looking at the back of the Haas, but can't do anything on those medium tyres as well. Chaz F1 going wide on the hard compound tyres as Cruda Base, but Josh leads out ahead of Thieves. Hards versus mediums, we are going to see a battle. Chaz F1, P3 with Cruda Base battling away with JJ Francis round the outside of the Red Bull. What a move as Frankie now sends it on the Red Bull. Cruda Base losing places, losing ground, and losing even more places to the other Alpine as they're wheel to wheel heading down through the end of sector 2. Cruda Base sends it back on Bratty and they're wheel to wheel. We've got a yellow in the further in the back, and that's Carbro in P16 as Smithy has lost out. Bram has got it all to do once again. As we look further up the front, these 5 tenths behind his championship rival, and strategy and penalties are going to play out massively for these two. Chaz F1, brilliant start for him. What did you see on that first lap, Nick?
I mean, as we've seen recently in a lot of the recent Grand Prix, as I just said, the Red Bulls on the hard tyres.
Oh,
well, and I believe that's one of the Williams.
Yeah.
And,
carry on.
But yeah, the Red Bulls on the hard tyres. We've seen this a lot recently, where there's a very different change in strategy between the Ferrari and the Red Bull, and they get very close at the end of the Grand Prix. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Josh can pull the gap, as we just see Frankie up the inside of JJ Francis, who is the lone driver on the softs.
JJ Francis being overtaken by the person who pretty much did the exact same move that he did on Cruda Base, and Frankie up to P4 now, so P7 to P17 all on the mediums. JJ Francis the only one on the soft compound tyre, and it shows because he has made 6 positions, the most of any driver so far this race. Anyway, looking further front, the championship rivals. Here we go then as they start lap 3. These goes to the inside of Josh. They're wheel to wheel, heading down into turn 1. Josh doesn't seem to fight it, lets him go, but will get the better exit on these. So he's right behind his championship rival and using his ERS now. He goes behind as JD Francis has got a 3-second penalty. Can he get any close to these? These using his ERS to stay ahead. Josh may have the DRS, but these now takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix with a clean move. That is what we like to see. Frankie and JD Francis battling, forces Crudevez nearly off the track. I think he did go off the track, but Crudevez on the hards versus JD Francis on the softs. It's not working for him. Crudevez has... Yeah, Crudevez.
He's done that to himself. I was just going to say into turn 1. One Red Bull lost the position and one Red Bull gained, and there's more carnage in front as we see one of the Mercs off. I believe that's Frosty Life. But yeah, I believe JJ Francis may have got that penalty as he cut turn 2 because Crudevez did get the position into turn 1 but dropped back behind, and I wonder if JJ Francis had no space and nowhere to go and had to cut the corner.
So that's Crudevez and Bram down and having to make their way back through the field. Josh 8 tenths behind. We won't be seeing a battle too much as Thie's using everything he has to get out of that 1 second, and he does as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Now Frankie looks on a move for Chaz. Position gain as Erosio goes down. No, goes round the outside of Logan to get into P6 after he lost out. Right, a lot of gainers, a lot of position losses. We'll look back to tyres real quick. Right, so both Red Bulls, the only drivers on the hards, everyone on mediums apart from JJ Francis on the softs. There we go. Right, we'll just put it on penalties for now. Right, what can you see happening on track, Nick?
Not a lot. I mean, I could just see where JJ Francis is, a big gap up to that top 4, and then it drops right back down.
Sorry to interrupt, Nick. Frankie has sent it on Chaz. They're making contact. These two have not had the best rivalry in the past, but it looks like for now they're just keeping both
and he's going to go
cars
back on the
facing
inside.
Forward as Chaz just gets ahead. Frankie is so eager to get ahead, and this is losing both in time and holding up everyone else. As the top 2 are leading away, as crucially Thies is outside of 1 second and will hopefully try to mount up his ERS as Frankie's now got a penalty.
Yeah, as you just touched on their ERS, I was going to say Josh Crabtree, very, in Mexico, a lot of the drivers were struggling. We've got a yellow flag, I believe that's Arsenal again, but they were struggling with the ERS. And Thies at the moment only 20%, and Josh Crabtree 63. If he could take those hards and bring them up to a good working wear, then he is going to be flying.
It is indeed. Frankie with no ERS cannot get close enough to Chaz yet. As Josh just dropping back, he is on the alternative strategy. So if it is a simple medium hard, he's going hard medium, depending on safety car probability. If there's no safety car, Josh will be on the quicker tyre near the end, and he has the pace. I mean, look at his qualifying lap. Nearly 2 tenths ahead of Thies, so he has got the pace, and he just has to stick with his championship rival. Who's got the fastest lap at the moment? Thies. So at the moment, that 2-point lead will go to a 10-point lead, and Thies will only need to finish P2 still, I think, in Abu Dhabi. What's happening?
See Frankie there right on the back of Chaz, getting a little bit dirty after turn 11 and 12, losing the rear as once again Arsenal towards the back there, not having the greatest of days.
He isn't indeed having a lot of spins, but Frankie with no ERS just cannot get close enough to Chaz. He'll have to either force him into a mistake or have a very late send at this rate. Not a great exit from the center S. No. Who else is close? Bratty Terror on the back of Logan. So we got one Alpine on the back of an Aston Martin, and we got the other Alpine on the back of the Aston Martin. Now let's see if Bratty has a better look from Logan. Down the inside goes the Alpine, and it looks like he's got the Aston Martin just about. Logan tries to defend. Bram's watching all this unfold. And what are you going to say, Nick?
I was just saying that overspeed. Oh, and we've got the Mercedes in the back from Carbro. And yeah, Bram. Pounded his sights down. He's got to pick himself back up. We've got Crudevez behind him. What's that? 4 positions or 5 positions behind him. And yeah, Bram's just going to keep it clean and get his way up to the top so Ferrari can secure that championship crown.
Yeah, he just got past Logan there, and I'm not sure if it was around the outside. Whatever it was, that's not really a corner you overtake quite often, so well done on Bram. Now he's up to P8, so at the moment Ferrari will be winning the Constructors. Of course, it has to be Red Bull to outscore them, but it is Tier 2. Anything can happen, but we're going to ride on more with Bram. who has got 27% compared to Bratty's 28%, 27. They've pretty much got the same. So can Bram try something down to Desquido Lager? Can he get his Ferrari close enough to the back of that Alpine? Good exit from the Senna S. Now round the long left-hander of turn 3, using his ERS, using the DRS, and now within the slipstream. Bratty trying to go defensive, but Bratty's now going to watch Bram go around his outside. Bratty late on the brakes. Bram's going to try around the outside of the Alpine. Can he keep it on track? Yes, he can. He gets ahead of the Alpine. Brilliant move from Bramniat Lang to get ahead. We've got a yellow once again. I think they're coming up to lap Callum now. Bram making moves, and that was absolutely splendid from the Ferrari. Next up, Erosia.
Beautiful
as Josh
move.
Follows
Yeah, sorry,
2.2 behind these. Yeah. No,
beautiful move from Bram. He used the DRS and ERS perfectly. He's obviously had to use a little bit, and Bratty Terra behind him has gained quite a bit since that. But hopefully, maybe he can pull out of the DRS almost instantly as we come out of turn 12 and then up towards the detection point. But I don't think so. It's just about 7/10. But yeah, beautiful move from Bram.
Frankie has got his second penalty as JJ Francis comes in then on the soft compound tyres. So they've only done 8 laps and it looks like they are shot already. So if we get a late safety car within the last 8 laps, we know what everyone, well, a lot of people are going to pit onto. Frankie, 0 ERS once again. Just can't get close enough to Chaz and getting a lot of penalties as well. Bram, 1.9 to Erosia. Arsenal, 11 seconds for Pens now. As Williams not having a great race, both 16th and 17th. JJ Francis comes out the pits on the medium compound tyre in P15. Erosia now with a 3-second pen. As we've got a yellow, it's Frankie.
That's Frankie.
Frankie, yeah. What's happened there? Has he had a collision with Chaz? Or has he just lost it on his own? Whatever's happened, he's dropped down to P10 now.
He's come back
and may even lose a place.
Yeah, sorry, he's just come back onto the track and he's pulled off around the outside. But I was just going to say, Crudeve's behind him. He's got to pick himself back up, just like Bram is doing at the moment. Ooh.
Frosty Life just gets ahead of Frankie, who spins once again.
Yeah, tyres will be a little bit warm on the surface and maybe worn a little bit. But yeah, unfortunate for Frankie.
Box for Frankie at this rate. Mediums are gone, pretty much. Down in P14, 6 seconds of pens. Not been the greatest start. It helps Crudeve's with 1 extra place. But 7 people with pens and 5 of them are at the back. Well, Smithy now pits. Billy, the only McLaren in this race, running in P8. McLaren last week in Mexico were running pretty high up until they had some collisions, unfortunately. But yeah, he's running in P8, so that's good on him. Where did he start? He started, yeah, look at that. 16th. He's gone from 16th to 8th. Well done, Billy. Biggest gainer so far then. Obviously, we've had a few pit stops, but still, credit's due when it's deserved. So, Logan on the back of Bratty Terra, keeping with him after he overtook him. Bram closing in on Erosia by half a second since the last time we saw. And the top 3 keeping the gap pretty much out. And Controllers Bram now gets a penalty. That is quite crucial. Just checking the chats. Nick, you carry on.
Okay, we'll do. As we just have a hash there, I believe that is Seb. He's just gone off and rejoined after ghosting, and he's got Carberry 2007 right behind. Crudeve's in front, and he's now put himself in a little bit of no man's land. But we've got Thieves out in front, 2.7 seconds. He is flying right now. Unfortunately, not a lot of ERS, and Josh Crabtree has saved a lot, and Chaz F1 as well, similar to Seb there, in a little bit of no man's land, but I guess you could say that to the whole of the top 3 or 4 there.
Arsenal has been lapped by the top 3, and let's just hope, as Smithy's got a penalty for speeding, let's just hope one of these back markers doesn't cause an unnecessary safety car, because we really do not want to see any big moment decided from something that could have been avoided. But you have to be, if you want to retire on purpose, you have to wait until the halfway stage, so in this case lap 18, 8 laps away, and then you can go into the pit lane. But anyway, Thieves, as Frankie gets another penalty, starts lap 11, 3 seconds now ahead of Josh. This is looking very good for the championship leader, still on 7 wins, equaling the win record, as Carbro has caused a little yellow. Should be alright. Yeah, Thieves, who we thought had won Singapore, he didn't, his teammate did. So Thieves still on 7 wins. The win record still equalled as Frosty Life gets ahead of Billy. Good move from the Mercedes. So Thieves is still trying not only to become world champion, but to beat that record too. As Carbro now gets back ahead of JJ Francis. JJ Francis has made his pit stop and will not want to be battling someone who still hasn't made his yet. Now heading down through the Skidoo de Lago. He'll have plenty of ERS and a lot of DRS as Bratty Terror's left the session.
that's
Nick,
so
if you could invite him
unfortunate.
back.
Yeah, Logan and Brad Taylor are just fighting each other. And I will do that now.
Oh, yep, definitely. Logan gets ahead of Bratty. Unfortunately, Bratty has left. Probably a Wi-Fi issue. He has had a few this season. But yeah, running very high up in P6. It's unfortunate. We got Bram half a second behind. We got Yellows in turn 3 and turn 6, I believe. Carbro and I think Arsenal again. No. Sin Icon, I think. Yeah, Sin Icon. So Bratty now down to P8. Let's hope he can get back as soon as possible. Do you have any idea when the pit stops might be happening, Nick?
I believe it may. I've not actually done a lot of running on this track on this game, but I believe last game it was around. I want to say 16, 18.
There we go, he's back in.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'd say around lap 15 to 18 is probably when we'll be seeing pit stops. Obviously, Thieves will pit before Josh. There's no potential threat of an undercut yet. Josh slowly gaining back, but Cruda Vase now. Oh, he's got ahead of Bratty Terror now. That's an easy move for him then. And looks like Billy will also get ahead of him as Bratty is just trying to join back into his car, but he's going to find himself losing a lot of positions.
But AI there, just.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate.
There we go. He's back in. So he's gone from 6th to 10th, and now it's... oh, Frosty's now gone. He's in 7th. Let's get him back in quickly.
Everyone is dropping like flies. It looks like a football pitch, if you ask me. And we got Carbro there, spinning just out of turn 7.
Yep, Sin Icon closing up to the back of him. Carbro gets the pen. Yeah, so Josh Crabtree, 10th by 10th, has slowly been gaining on Thieves, but it's not massive. Looks like oh, he's left again. Looks like the mediums are wearing off a bit.
Not sure what happened with Brato. He just went straight off at turn 1 and then instantly left.
Oh, Carbro. And Frosty Life obviously has been dropping down. Not good for Mercedes so far. Lap 13 at the moment. Few spins. No one really crashed yet. Bratty's back in, that's great. Frosty's back in, that's great. So we got everyone back in, and let's hope it stays that way. Right, so Thieves, where is he? He's just heading through the final well, we class it as the final corner, but it's not really the final corner like Nick said, because he's got a few kinks to go. But Frosty now down to 9th. Bratty is going to get overtaken by Seb at this rate. Seb onto the grass though. Trying to get back past the Alpine, who's back in. So too late for Seb at the moment. And the top 4 pretty much spaced out. Let's look at the leader. If these pits, I don't. Oop, my bad. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, if these pits, it's around a 20-second loss, maybe. I'm guessing he'll come out around 9th or 10th. Is what I know and / what I'm guessing. But yeah, he's keeping the gap to Josh. Anything you've spotted yet, Nick?
Not
or interesting for this race yet?
A lot I can see. I think that might just be Arsenal letting everybody through. But we have the...
Yes, it is.
We just got... I'm lagging a little bit. Frankie there, I think? What's happened to Frankie? Yes.
He's down in 16th.
Yes, out. I believe he's left the session.
No, he's been lapped by Chaz.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
So a car he was battling for position, he now gets lapped by Chaz. We've got a yellow Carbro spin around.
Carbro's spinning every lap at the moment.
Everyone. There's a spin at least. There's a spin at least once every lap. Frankie's out. Where is that? Oh, that's off. Turn 1. No, that is a safety car. So it wasn't Arsenal or Carbro, it was Frankie who just went straight on.
Yeah.
Frankie.
I'm not gonna lie, that seems a little bit fishy to me.
Oh my.
But I've just seen Arsenal, one of the first, very lucky. He had about 2 seconds to react, and he's just serving a 5-second time penalty there.
Right, Carbro is right behind the leader. Billy's out as well. What's happened to Billy? Billy's hit the safety car.
Oh, that. Was that Thieves
He's done a
last
Thieves.
season? Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a Thieves from last season. Billy has hit the safety car.
Silly Billy.
Silly Billy. Oh no. So they're going to come out the pit lane. Then there was 16.
I think this
This
really
has played
helps
perfectly
Thieves,
into
though.
Thieves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, his car's cleared. Right. Anyway, let's look back to the leaders then. Can Josh Crabtree pit? Can he take mediums to the end? So heading into the pit lane. Let's hope Carbro doesn't... Did Carbro just overtake Thieves? I think he did.
Frankie believes
got
that he accidentally went out of AI on mums is his complete pronunciation and sentence.
Right, Thieves comes in for the hards. Josh comes in for the mediums. So they have no choice. They're going to have to pit. And I think it is possible. If we have another safety car, then it plays into Josh's hands more, because he can use those mediums more. But the safety car will pick up Thieves. I guess that's kind of smart from... Oh, no, it's not from Carbro. He was unlapping himself, but now he's lapped again. And he's lost the place to Smithy. As Crudevase is ahead of Logan. Has he jumped Logan, or... It's all happening. Once again. So Carbro and Smithy are the lapped cars between Josh and Thieves.
I was just going to say, luckily and hopefully, there is no AlphaTauri that is forgotten about.
Forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luckily, I think the game, as much as the game may be, you know, just not capable of anything, I'm pretty sure that is not coded into the software.
Right, let's look at tyres. So, Thieves on the hards, Josh on the mediums, then comes Chazzarosi and Bram on the hards. So Josh is on the quickest compound for the top 5, and then comes his teammate on the mediums as well. They are going to be charging through the pack, but Crudevase is directly behind Bram. That is going to be a little tasty fight as Logan on the hards, and then comes Frosty and JJ, and Bratty and Sim, and Arsenal on the mediums. This will help Arsenal close up, but he is lapped as well behind Seb.
I've just
So
noticed, sorry, Bram and Crudevase, they were down in the trenches, in the mud, from the start of this race, and they're now P5 and P6. As I just saw Bram in the chat, it reminded me, what a comeback.
Chaz makes a good point. He was literally... Oh, his Carbro's out. There we go. Chaz was... Yeah, and I even saw this when Frankie...
Yeah.
When you know when I mentioned that
Yeah,
Frankie
I
was
was
once
on
again...
board.
Oh! Sorry to cut that. Smithy, what's he doing?
Oh, and Carbro's car's just stopped in the pit lane.
Yeah, because he's retired. So then there were one last car between the top two.
He's just in the pit lane.
Arsenal! Massive shunt into the wall, which still keeps going. Billy's left, right. Let me see what I was going to say again. Right, Frankie was battling Chaz, and I said once they were battling for position, but now he's a lap behind.
Yeah.
And then about 5 seconds later, we see Frankie in the wall. So no way was he in AI. Unless it was his AI.
Yeah,
but Chaz,
well, he used his
uses
battery, and like
Chaz
his
is
wheel
streaming.
wasn't any AI.
Chaz is streaming his race, so we can just find out afterwards. So if he's lying or not. Anyway, looking further back, we got 14 now remaining. The only one who can really cause an accidental safety car, no offence, is probably Arsenal. But Smithy, unfortunately, down in P13 and lapped. He is a lapped car in between the top two in the championship. We've seen that before, but it's a bit of a mix because it's an AlphaTauri as well at Brazil. So unfortunately, with the safety car in this lap, this gives Thieves a bit of an advantage to actually get away, because Smithy is going to be in between Josh. Josh cannot get close to Thieves with Smithy in his way. He can overtake him after the line, but Thieves, when will he go? Making sure... Oh, Josh, are you allowed to be alongside? No, he's not alongside. Okay, that's fine then. He's not alongside Smithy yet, but Thieves is really going slowly.
I'd say he's alongside.
For the restart.
He's just gone alongside. He's alongside.
He's alongside and he's overtaking. He's going to give that back. Chaz is probably also going to have to give that back. Yep, guys, learn.
Yeah, they're all slowing down.
Oh, turn, Bram!
It's carnage! edge. I knew that was going to happen. That is crazy stuff.
They're giving it back. JJ Francis has perfected that restart. These has gone. Chaz gets a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Josh down to P3 then has got to overtake JJ Francis on the same compound of tyre. Bram and Cruder Vase now battling. Bram with damage. Cruder Vase with damage. They're battling away. Down to the Skido de Lago. The Ferrari versus the Red Bull. Who's going to come out on top with both damage? Jack down the inside gets ahead of the Ferrari because he has more front wing. What were you going to say, Nick?
I'm not sure if I jinxed that from the start, but you remember when I said about an AlphaTauri being forgotten? A Yuki Tsunoda moment has just happened, but instead they've overtaken him before the line. Oh, that is very, very silly.
Sin and Seb battling for P7. Then Josh was alongside the Smithy, but Smithy was a lapped car, so I have no idea if that is punishable or not.
Well, personally for me, there's no indication in the game to say you can overtake, and it says you cannot overtake until the timing line, so personally...
But that's the thing, he wasn't the only person to overtake. It was Chaz and Erosia, and it caused a crash with Bram.
Because they all slowed down.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Chaz was slowing down right on the racing line, which is just, or at least in the middle of the track, which is not acceptable. And personally,
and he still got a penalty.
Yeah, personally, that's a after-race penalty for all that violated the rules.
Right then, JJ Francis versus Josh Crabtree. Josh has to be careful here, but he has to hurry up, I guess. Logan, Arsenal's out in the pit lane, so that's good. Bratty versus Frosty versus Logan. Wheel to wheel as Bram is in the pit lane getting a new front wing. Bratty loses out to Frosty, who's on the charge and is fighting Logan now. Lap 19, just over halfway, as Arsenal has waited until the halfway mark. Good on him. As Bram. It's still Arsenal. So Bram's got it all to do again. Mediums, he'll definitely be able to go to the end, I'm pretty sure. It's all worked out for Thieves up in front. P1 then. And JJ Francis is denying Josh, because JJ Francis has a penalty. I'm hoping tyres are okay now, Will. So I'm going to put it back to penalties. 6 seconds. JJ Francis really not helping Josh, who's going to have to wait until the DRS activates. Not using all his DRS just yet. These on 50. Yeah, they're pretty much on the same. Got a yellow. Still Arsenal's AI a car, I think. Oh, there's Chaz. Yellow cause for him. That's the last thing Thieves wants, a safety car. But it is the first thing Bram wants, so... At the moment, Ferrari's still winning the Constructors. Goudebay's down in P9. Another yellow. What's that? Someone's gone straight on. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, my God. JJ Francis gets another penalty. It was just Callum's car. Right, then. Seems like Josh will be able to get JJ Francis on this lap, hopefully, with his DRS now being kicked in after 3 laps from the safety car. Nick, what about you? What can you sense? Besides this massive train.
So I'm just looking at
Where was he going?
I'm just looking at the chat. I mean, it's quite hilarious. I mean, Chaz has asked for a restart at lap 20, so I mean, yeah. But yeah, we've got Thieves out in front. One thing is, we've got all just Crabtree going for a move on JJ Francis here.
He is going for a move on the Haas. JJ Francis keeps his nose in there, but Josh down the inside, cuts the corner a little bit, and in an expense to get the warning, gets ahead of JJ Francis. Josh is really not in the best of terms, but JJ Francis is going to come back at the Red Bull, but isn't close enough. So Josh, no matter how he's got past, has got past, and now looking further back. Bratty Terror versus Frosty Life, as Logan watching all this unfold. This is a nice little battle. Chaz with a penalty. Bratty is into P4. There's a Cruder Vase just behind Sin Icon in P8. So Josh, 1.9, pretty much 2 seconds behind Thieves. That gap is going to come down. Now Josh is already under investigation for the safety car restart. He might be under investigation as Chaz has caused another yellow. Josh might be under investigation for that move on JJ Francis. It looked legit as... Oh, Frosty's out! That's going to be a safety car. Yes, it is. What happened to Frosty? That's such an unusual place to crash. Oh, no! Oh, okay, that was scary. I thought he was going to crash into him. Frosty's out, unfortunately. Then it becomes 12. This is not good for these. JJ Francis is in. Oh, it's all happening. So yeah, like I said, Josh under investigation for the restart, and now might be, I don't know, did that move look legit to you when you overtook JJ Francis?
I'm not sure. I Oh, Josh moved, yeah. I wasn't quite looking, to be honest. We're debating in the chat about the restart, and you know,
They better not do it again this time.
Student's already started, but we're not sure if Smithy was slowing down on purpose or just trying to be helpful, because it looked like he just slowed down like just completely. And I personally, I think that it was just trying to be helpful. But obviously doing the complete opposite at the same time. But actually, I just thought this might help. This will help Josh actually, because obviously he pitted quite early for the mediums towards the end. So if he can save something in these tyres, then yeah, we got Smithy about a minute behind the next car in front, unfortunately. But yeah, it's kicking off. Are you there, Jaden?
Yeah, sorry. I'm debating whether these as restarts, as much as they're 100% legal, he is going very, very slowly. And
especially for this type of
it.
straight. If it was a track like Singapore, Abu
fair,
Dhabi, where there's corners, but when you're just on a straight and you're going about 80 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, I see what you mean. It's just, it's on a flat out straight, and I don't really see the need of it.
It is perfectly legal. It's not really something he has to change.
Maybe it's just tier 2, not ready for it.
Right, so luckily, there's no lapped cars in between anyone, right? No? Oh, wait, Smithy. Shoot. Right, so Smithy is in between Crudavez and Erosia. So the top 5 are fine. Top 5 don't have any penalties either. So, Smithy, you are hearing, don't slow down massively at the restart. Go across the line and then get out of the way. 13 laps to go then. Thies has done nothing wrong this race so far. Josh has had a few minor outskirts. With Bratty Terror in a podium position now. Fighting with Logan. Let's swap it back to tyres. So, Smithy, JJ Francis, Erosia, Logan and Thies on the hards. Josh and everyone else on the mediums. Josh has to get past Thies and probably build up a 5-second gap, because he might get a penalty. And unfortunately this could be what loses him the World Championship as well, as 2 points between them. If Thies wins this race, he needs to finish second in Abu Dhabi or better, and that's it. He's won the title. But with Josh potentially getting a penalty as well, it will come at this rate. It's going to be one of those finales where Thies has to finish here and he wins something like, I don't know, 4th or something. So it's looking good for the championship leader. Josh has got a lot of work to do. This helps his mediums though. We were unsure if he was going to get to the end, and now I'm pretty sure he will. He's the lead medium runner. Let's just check the chats. But yeah, nothing Thies did is worthy of a pen. It was just, I've noticed this, and it's up to him, I guess. It's just a little dangerous that he's going like 30, 40 mile an hour. I mean, props to him, he's keeping a constant speed, but it's just a little too low, in my opinion, but whatever. Let's see how he does it this time. Anything to add, Nick, before the safety car comes in?
No, but if you're listening, just, as long as you do anything apart from last time, personally it'll be alright.
Right then, slows down to 30, 40-ish mile an hour. Right, keep in a single line, guys. Come on. Right, where is Smithy? He's in between Erosia and Crudavez. So, this time they're listening. They're keeping in a straight line.
Six.
No one
Oh, he's
alongside
gone.
us. These has gone. He has gone, and that has caught Josh a little bit nappy, but Josh is still sticking with him, but not close enough to mount a move. But Crude Evades is right alongside, but he's ahead over the line, so he's going to have to get that back. Josh into turn 1, still behind these at the moment. So will Crude Evades give it back? Yes, he will indeed. Ahead of Logan. Erosia trying to get past Smithy. Ghosted within them. JJ Francis battling away with the Alfa Romeo. Now looking further front. Thieves versus Josh. Heading down into the Skido de Lago. Josh is not quite close enough to mount a move on his championship rival. They start lap 25. And Josh is all over the back of Thieves. He's going to try around the outside of turn 7. The championship rivals wheel to wheel. Round the outside goes Josh Crabtree on Thieves. They're still wheel to wheel. Making a little bit of contact. Josh really wants this move. Thieves has been put in a tight position, and Josh Crabtree, he might have been involved in some incidents, but he can overtake. That was brilliant from the Red Bull to get back ahead of Thieves. Even if he's under investigation, he has got back into the lead. Now Thieves is going to be under pressure from the second medium runner.
These mediums
What's happened to Erosia?
Lighting up like a treat. Now Josh can fly away, but hopefully he can make it to the end. It's going to be a tough one.
What happened to Erosia? Did you see what happened, Nick?
Not quite sure. I was focused on the front, but I just seen Crude Evades and Logan there down the straight, getting a little bit squirrely.
Very squirrely, but Crude Evades has got back past Logan. Hard racing there. Top 3 then. Whoa, massive moment for Bratty Terror. Logan gets a penalty as we got yellows. Chaz F1 now has spun out of turn 2. And we've got 10 laps to go. It says my controller batteries are low. Let's hope it lasts for the whole race. Right, Crude Evades not exactly pulling away yet. Bratty Terror arriving on the scene very nicely. Top 4 without a penalty. Everyone else with one. Chaz pulling off. Oh, we don't need another safety car. A third one would just not be good. More islands left. Right, Sin versus Erosia. Erosia on the move. Yeah, they're pretty much spaced out. Sin battling with Seb. Yes, he is for the final points playing position. Well, for P9, I guess. But who's Smithy? I'm guessing. Smithy's just going to have to stay in this race at this rate. Hope 2 more DNF to get points. Oh, there's Chaz. He's probably got... Oh, he's definitely got rear wing damage.
I'm not going to lie. I
think...
think... I hate to throw it out there, but just spectating him a little bit seems a little bit on purpose to me.
I mean, he has done it in the past. It has looked very much on purpose when he has crashed. Japan, USA... Anyway, Thieves sticking with Josh, 10%. Josh is 21. These will have DRS as Logan battling away with JJ Francis. Logan has hit JJ Francis round. We caught just the end of that as watching Thieves now. Can't get close enough with no ERS for the 2. Shoot. You carry on, Nick.
Alright. Will do. As we just have Chaz there going into... Will no controller batteries, apparently it says on your screen. As we've got Chaz coming into the pits there now.
Right. Hang on, Nick, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it on Josh, and I'm going to go downstairs and get a quick backup. So you go and do all this, okay?
Alright. Will
let me know if anything happens, okay?
Alright.
In a bit.
See ya. Alright, I'm the lead commentator now. I can do what I want. As we got Bratty Terror there. Losing it through turns 11. And he's going to lose quite a few positions. Those tyres are going to be nice and shiny hot. As we have Chaz now, maybe going for the fastest lap. Coming out of the pit lane. Oh, he's getting a little bit squirrely on the pegs at them. And let's go back to the front. Right, 9/10. These is holding in there, just going over 1 second now. And I should just make a clip for future reference. It's 7/10 now, as Thies has the DRS, and they're both very low, and that's Chaz again, crashing on purpose, probably. Silly man. Anyway, Smithy.
Okay, back.
Oh my god, I was in my element.
Oh, sorry.
Chaz probably crashed on purpose again.
Oh dear.
I was talking about Bram and Thies, they're very low on ERS. They are actually identical.
Hang on, when did Crude Evades and Bram get 3rd and 4th? As Chaz is out. That's going to be a safety car, Chaz.
Course he's out. Course he's out. Rah, 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 rah.
Massive crash for Chaz. That brings Smithy to 11. When did Crude Evades and Bram get 3rd and 4th?
Not going to lie, I think that happened before.
You think what?
I think that happened before I took control of my element.
Well, whatever happened, Logan and Bratty dropped down. I didn't even see Bratty drop down to 6. Anyway, then there were 11 in this crazy race. These is in. This is cute. This is huge for the championship.
That's what she said.
So, random. Red Bull 1, 2. These on the softs. 7 to go. This may be a big brain move from the championship leader. Bram will stay out. As Josh just keeping the pace cool. The safety car right in front of them, so it picks them up very quickly. Thieves is in 5th! I mean, track position is very critical, but he's 5th! I mean, he's behind Smithy, but he's 5th! Well, we have a lot to take from this race. 6 retirements. Frankie, Billy, Carbo, Arsenal, Frosty, and now Chaz causing the 3rd, and let's hope final safety car. We're going to have about 5 laps left in this race then. Maybe 6 at the most. And let's hope my controller batteries last. I have got a spare with right next to me just in case. I 100% haven't accidentally muddled them up with my old ones. Oh well. Right. Rundown. Josh Crabtree leads his teammate with both not having a penalty, but both have been involved in incidents today, so they could be getting a post-race penalty. Who knows? Then comes Bram with a 3-second penalty. Then Logan, the only hard... Oh, and Smithy. They're the hard runners. He's going to be quite the obstacle for the rest to overtake. On 3 seconds as well. Then, from P5 to P10, come all the soft runners of Thieves, Erosia with a penalty. Bratty into the pits for a second time in 2 laps. So Sin Icon, then the 2 Hatters. What's happened with Bratty? He was on the softs. They're only 1 lap old. What's he doing? He's putting another set on. I mean, they were only 1 lap old, but we saw from JJ Francis doing 8 laps on the softs. These will definitely go to the end. They might be a bit wary on the last 2 or so laps, but Nick, that prediction for qualifying, I forgot who was even right or wrong, but I'm not going to ask for a top 3 prediction now because it'll probably jinx it. But
I'm not gonna lie, as much as my memory may be a little bit faulty, but I'm getting pure vibes from last season here, and I'm enjoying it.
Safety car at the end?
Yeah.
But this time the championship leader didn't pit for like 15 lap old
And there's
mediums.
no mod as well.
Well, that's
It's a real
it.
shame, personally.
We've got Bratty Terror in the Alpine. That's pretty much an equivalent, but he's actually good. Right, Josh Crabtree then. P1. The safety car will be coming in this lap. That means we will have 6 laps of running then. Unless we have another safety car, then Smithy will be happy to be in the points. Where is Smithy, in fact? He is between Logan and Thieves. Oh, not again. Not again. Thieves, you saw what happened behind you. Don't do it again. Because we saw Josh behind Smithy and it all went wrong. We're seeing Thieves behind Smithy. Let's hope it doesn't go wrong. Josh can go because his teammate is going to back them up. He has to stay within 10 car lengths though. Josh is gone. Good teamwork from the Red Bulls there. That's perfectly legal. So then, Thieves right on the back of Smithy. He'll let him go at the line. Now, right there, Thieves can get a move on. Erosia around the outside of Thieves though. Wheel to wheel. Thieves just gets ahead. Erosia's hit the back of Thieves. Erosia loses the rear. And now it nearly gets spun by Sin Icon. I think that was all fair in war. Haas losing a position to each other, and now Bratty Terror gets on the back of the other one for P9. Josh Crabtree then leaves from Cruder Bays from Bram right on the back of the Red Bull. Logan 4 tenths ahead of Thieves. This is going to be very critical, and seeing how quick Thieves can get past the Aston Martin. Sin Icon watching all this unfold. Erosia just got a little squiggly, as well as the AI being in his way. I think Thieves will get away with that. Thieves didn't really do anything wrong. Did you see it happen, Nick?
No, I'm not sure there's anything wrong.
Are you just watching this and just vibing?
I'm vibing. I got pure vibes. It's cinema scenes right now. Lights are off. Phone on
It really
silent. Eating my popcorn.
Right then, Logan versus Thieves then. Thieves going to use all his ERS. He hasn't barely touched it. So, on those soft compound tyres versus Logan's hard, it's not really any challenge. Thieves swoops past the Aston Martin up into P4. Right. So at the moment, Cruder Bays, as long as he hasn't been involved in an incident wearing a USA-style helmet for some reason. Is going to win this race at this rate. Erosia now down to 10th because he's been spun. Looking further back. Fees 1 second behind his teammate. Will he let him go, or is Graham going to try and challenge? DRS will be activated on the next lap. This is going to be a crazy finale. 5 laps to go, and we have got Red Bull versus Ferrari. If it finishes with a Red Bull 1-2 and a Ferrari 3-4, the title goes down to Abu Dhabi. It goes down to the wire as Sin Icon has lost a couple of places to the Hassers. Both titles will be going down to the wire at this rate. But with post-race penalties, who knows? Logan has a lot of work to do. He's got a massive train behind him of soft compound runners as he lets the top 4 go. As Graham is not going to put up any kind of fight with Thieves. He's just going to give him a bit of slipstream as Thieves is still trying to get close to him, but without DRS. Right, Graham will let Thieves go, give him a cheery little wave. And that's the team play. Thieves up into P3 ahead of his teammate. And now he has his eyes set on Cruder Vase and then Josh Crabtree.
If I could just butt in, I'm just having a look at the race director. Thieves, 0 warnings. Josh Crabtree on 4, and 2 of those are exceeding track limits. So 1 more of those, and he will have a slam dunk 3-7 time penalty.
You couldn't write it, could you? But he gets ahead of Logan. Sin up into P7, holding off the 2 Hassers right behind him. Goes down the inside. JJ Francis gets I'm guessing a warning for cutting the corner, and now gets ahead of Sin Icon, who goes very deep, nearly hits the back of Logan. It's all kicking off in the midfield. Logan back ahead of JJ Francis then, as Sin just watching all this unfold. Seb right behind as well. JJ Francis sends it to the inside of Logan. They're wheel to wheel, but Logan gets the better traction and stays ahead. Thieves is 3/10 behind Cruder Vase, who's outside of a second behind his teammate. Cruder Vase, will he play fair?
Absolutely no ERS, and Thieves is using it all. I was going to say he has just about more than half than Josh Crabtree. Oh, that's
Cruder Vase!
That's bang out of order from Cruder Vase right there.
Cruder Vase goes around the outside of Thieves. He's not going to let this one go, but he has to let it go. Thieves gets ahead of Cruder Vase, but Cruder Vase will now have the DRS. Who has got damage? Has Thieves got damage to his Ferrari? Cruder Vase has got nothing to use to attack Thieves. He tries a little late lunge to try and put Thieves off. Thieves has got back up into P2. Now, is there damage on that Ferrari?
Wait,
we'll
Josh
see
Crabtree.
now. Josh has got 10!
Yes,
we didn't notice!
Just as I said, he was 1 warning away, and that is his 3-second time penalty, and this is heartbreaking.
Oh wow, we didn't even notice, but did Cruder Vase move too late? He moved over to the right, and then he kind of moved left when Thieves...
This race is so crazy. I could take it to my English teacher and write it as a story. This is incredible.
These 7/10 behind Josh Crabtree. Cruder Vase has now got, well, not really Graham to deal with, but Cruder Vase trying to stick with the Ferrari. He had a little late lunge to help his teammate, but it wasn't enough. These 6%. Josh, 3%. We're on the penultimate lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's coming down to the top 2 in the World Championship, fighting it out. Thieves got ahead of Josh right at the start. Josh got ahead of Thieves right in the middle, and now in a dramatic finale with about 4 miles left of this Grand Prix, can Josh at least hold it out on the road? Thieves does not need to attack him. Thieves does not have a penalty. Unlike Josh, he can sit behind him and win this Grand Prix and potentially take one hand on that World Championship of Tier 2 Season 5. But he is a racer and he will go for it, but he still needs to push because Cruder Vase is not backing off. He is sticking with Thieves, and he's going to try all he can to put him in, make him under pressure and put him into a mistake, but he's just not got the grip, not got the tyres, not got the ERS, and is not close enough.
Graham just breaking under the 1 second barrier. He's gone back up again. Let's see what he can do with these last laps to go. But the whole top 4 below 10% ERS. This is crazy.
Right then, it looks like Josh may even lose a place to his teammate at this rate. Final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Is Thieves gonna go for the inside? No, he's not. He's gonna stick behind for now, and he's gonna try and get the better exit. It looks like Josh has actually perfected his car better as they head out of the Center S for the final time of this race. 36 times, heading through the Skidoo de Largo. Here we go, final time, down to turn 4. These can't quite get close enough to Josh. That's very close for Thieves. That's probably his first warning. Crudevez is watching this all unfold. Bram hasn't got the pace to get under 1 second. He is going to try everything he possibly can. And can Josh Crampton maybe back Thieves up into Crudevez? Nothing too crazy happening yet. Crudevez right behind Thieves. Thieves is in a Red Bull sandwich. We've got half a lap to go. Thieves versus Josh. It came into this race weekend. 2 points between these two magnificent drivers. And it looks like keeping a cool head. Crudevez has lost a bunch of time. Bram might now have a go. Round the outside. It's going to be a drag to the line. Looks like Thieves is not going to win this on track, but he will win this race. Bram now wheel to wheel with Crudevez. We're going to have to watch further front. Josh will win this on track. Thieves wins the Brazilian Grand Prix across the line. 3 abreast. Oh my God, Bray Terror out of nowhere.
I'm not going to lie.
Bram.
I'm not going to lie. This was Josh Crabtree. It was all on purpose. He was slowing down right before going into turn 10. He was lifting off the throttle. I was on his POV. He was lifting off the throttle, making sure Bray Terror could catch up. And Bram has lost 2 positions out of it. This was crazy for the Constructors' Championship. And this Red Bull strategy is amazing.
Thieves has done it. The record is broken. Thieves has won the Brazilian Grand Prix. He has broken the record. 8 wins in Tier 2. Bratty Terror, out of nowhere, has come home to finish P2 ahead of both Red Bulls. We saw 3 abreast across the line. Take that, 2019. EXFL has just done one better. Bram versus Crudevez and Bratty out of nowhere, and fully deserved driver of the day. Bratty Terror, disconnect. P2, the championship of the drivers, goes to the wire. But I think Ferrari have done enough. Ferrari are the Tier 2 Season 5 Constructors Champions. These Griddies onto the grid and onto the podium. He lifts the trophy. He has one hand on his own Brazilian trophy and one hand on the Drivers' World Championship. What a dramatic, crazy race. I've lost my voice.
Yeah. Bram crossed the line. It was like, yeah! Oh, it was brilliant. Pure vibes, personally.
Josh finishes 4th, and that's at best, because how far was he ahead of Bram? So 7.8. Okay, if he gets a 5-second penalty, even if he gets 10 seconds of pens, Josh only loses 1 place. So, Thieves, fastest lap of the race, 26 points. Josh, 12 points. That is a huge blow for Red Bull. 14 points gained. Thieves will go into the finale, at best, for Josh, with a 16-point lead, meaning he only needs P5. It's going to be Brazil all over again. It's going to be Tier 2 Season 2 all over again with EXFL Senna. Thieves, at this moment, only needs P5 in Abu Dhabi to become world champion. What a race, what a dramatic finale we have set up.
This race, this was different. I mean, look at the side there with all the penalties apart from the top 3. But I wonder, very crucially, Jack Crudevez could get a penalty and that will definitely secure the Ferrari championship. But
it's done.
Jaden,
I don't think anything can change. Ferrari are Constructors Champions.
Jaden, this pure
This
vibes, personally. I might write this whole story down, take it to my English teacher and get it published, because this I'm speechless.
We had drama, I remember, for the Tier 2 Season 2 Brazilian. Oh, now my controller has died. That is amazing timing. Hang on, before we do interviews, I just want to say, in Tier 2 Season 2 Brazil, we had a little safety car shenanigan where Moore Island and Will had a little coming together, and Will had a penalty. And considering he was fighting in the championship, got that penalty, and we had to make a completely new stream right after the race to say, yeah, this has happened. Will's 5 seconds been removed. We've seen, do we call it controversy? We've seen that kind of action again at Brazil. We head into the final race, but this time both drivers will be racing. It goes to the wire. The Drivers' Championship.
You couldn't write it. It's incredible.
These batteries are dead, so it must be these two. Oh, God. That's amazing timing that they die right as soon as we load into the lobby. I mean, Mexico last week may have been one of the best races of the season. This, I think, by far, well, not by far, but it's definitely one of the most chaotic.
Yeah.
Right, we're back.
What a race! This was.
What do you want to say, Nick?
I'm just speechless. So I'm here for pure vibes because this race was brilliant. It was pure brilliance.
Ferrari have won the Tier 2 Season 5 Constructors World Championship. Right then. So who was the top three? Bratty Terror, Thies, Bratty Terror, and Cruda Vase. Wow. We'll get Bratty Terror in first, as he's the driver of the day. Let's see if his let's hope his Wi-Fi is good enough. Wow, what a race. These must be so relieved. He did everything right. No penalties, no collisions. Well, besides the little bit with Erosia, but that was more his fault. We'll just wait to see if Bratty Terror joins the party for an interview. If not, we'll just go to Cruda Vase and then we'll go to these. Oh, he is here. Okay then. Josh, are you there?
Hello, I'm here, right? Can you hear me?
Have you included your audio?
I have included my audio.
Driver of the day, and I agree 100% with that. What a photo finish. Disconnect twice, I think. And you've come home to finish second. How are you feeling?
I feel. Wow, I mean, I felt like everything was going against me today, honestly, with the start, and then I had a glitch with the tyres. But, I mean, I'll take it. P2 is definitely something I'm happy with. Shout out to James as well, getting P7, lovely points for him. He's coming stronger next season, I'm telling you.
We saw, obviously, the top two teams fighting in those final few laps. Were you just slowly and silently gaining on them? Because we didn't notice at all.
So, I mean, what I was trying to do was just gauge. I was actually looking at T's in the front because I knew he was on softs as well. And I was just trying to stay as quick, like as close to him as I could. And I thought it was gone. But, you know, I knew Josh had a penalty. So when those two were going forward, I thought it was Josh on the back straight. So I'm like, all right, I might just get out here, thinking it was Cruda Vase. And I didn't even realise I'd got P2, but it was him. So I mean, it was something else.
Absolutely biblical scenes.
Yeah.
You did one better than 2019 with two across the line. You made it 3 wide and got them. Absolutely amazing stuff from you. Nick, do you have any questions for Josh?
Indeed. What was racing through your mind, Josh, when you were coming into those final complex of corners, when you saw Cruda Vase in front slowing Bram down and then getting onto that straight, when you were looking for a move and trying or nearly got yourself boxed in between Bram and Jack, what was racing through your mind when you saw those two slowing down?
I didn't know it was Cruda Vase. I just thought, you know what, let's make it interesting, go for a photo finish. Little did I know it was P2.
I mean, not a lot of better ways you could do that. Brilliant racing right at the end. Well done.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, massive congratulations, Josh. We hope your race in the finale next Thursday as well, but you have given us a brilliant Brazilian ending to remember, and we hope you enjoy your podium, P2, and we'll see you hopefully in Abu Dhabi.
Yep, see you then.
See you then. Right, we'll get Cruda Vase in next then, as he was P3. He came out of nowhere. Just mad. Right, Cruda Vase has joined the party. Jack, if you can include your audio.
Yeah, I have.
Okay then, P3. Take us through that race. It was on and off.
I mean, first thing I'm going to say, it should have been P2. The only reason Bratty really got that, I'd fair play to him. I mean, the only reason he got that is because I was trying to get the gap to 3 seconds, just to hopefully get Josh P2. That's the only reason I would say he got that.
I think you missed out by a
It
tenth.
was it was like a couple 100s.
Yeah,
And
something
but
like that.
if like at the start, it was me and Josh already planned it. We were going to start on hards, to go to mediums, and just go through the race. The start was hard, so I was just getting overtaken left, right, and centre. And then I tried to back JJ Francis, got ahead of me, and then he was really slow. Even though he was on the softs, I was on the hards. He was really slow, so I tried to get ahead of him, and he could see I was gonna. I think he could see I was gonna go to the right, and I up on the uphill section. I went to go send it, and I got my front wheel to rear wheel alongside, and I didn't get left any space, so I got spun. But that was the first time I got spun, and I don't know what happened on that first restart. I think it was because Smithy was trying to let Josh through, to try and let him unlap, and Smithy was slowing down, so Josh had to go side by side. And
we'll look at it on the replay.
Yeah.
The other safety car restart, were you slowing down to help? Well, obviously keeping within a certain gap to Josh, but were you trying to maybe not stay right behind him to give him a bit of a helping hand?
It was trying to give him a bit of a helping hand, but it was also so I could try and maybe get a better run and try and fake.
You did nothing wrong either. You didn't do one of those things where like you were more than 10 car lengths. You were within. So yeah, it was good team play, and yeah, just like Mexico, the finest, smallest margins that are so unbelievably thought of happen in Tier 2, and it happens again. I guess congratulations on the podium. I don't know if it'll stay like that, but I'm sure you didn't get into too many incidents.
No,
we'll have to check.
I know me and Carbro went side by side, and he understeered and hit me and spun.
We saw when you spun in turn 6, I think it was your own fault. I think me and Nick both said that.
Was that turn 6, that uphill?
The uphill right-hander.
Yeah, that was with me and JJ,
yeah.
That was probably my
Yeah, you
fault.
kind of just cut the corner and then... yeah, JJ looked like he held his line. I'm sorry to ask this question, but yes, the Constructors is now won. So what is the aim heading into the final race?
Anything we can do to help Josh, really. I mean, Josh he isn't the happiest of people.
Yeah, sorry, I also...
Go on.
Sorry, I also have one more question. What happened with these right at the end, heading on to the start-finish straight? It looked like you moved to the right and then moved left, and these seem to have hit the back of you. I
went to move left to cover it off, I didn't know if I moved a bit right. I didn't think I did. I was trying to cover the middle, and I think he went left at the same time, so it was sort of a bit unfortunate because of how close he was closing. I wasn't trying to block him. I wasn't trying to make him hit me, but I realised the minute he hit me. It's hard to really explain. I was trying to move left to cover him off, go to the middle, try and defend it, obviously. And I think it was because he moved left at the same time. It was a bit unfortunate and clipped my rear end, but at least he didn't get damaged.
Yeah, that is true. We thought he was going to get damaged, but anyway, Nick, do you have anything for Jack?
No questions for me at the moment, but just say well done for first of all actually surviving the hectic race, and yeah, I was on board with you at the final few corners, and yeah, brilliant racing and well done.
Yeah, it is.
Okay then. We will see you next week then, Jack, for the finale at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
If you want to just leave the party, and then we will get in our race winner. These. Right then, we'll just wait for him to join. What a race. And here we are. The race winner, a new record holder. Have you included your audio?
I did. Yes, I did.
These. You have just won the Brazilian Grand Prix. You have just broken the win record in Tier 2 for most wins. That is your 8th win of your career, and you have now taken one hand on the Drivers' World title. And now you are, with Bram, the Constructors' Champions. How are you feeling?
I mean, where to start? It's amazing. I mean, at some point I got my 6th and 7th win, and I knew the record was very close. But then I didn't win for a few races, and now when I won, I'm actually happier than I thought with the record. It feels amazing to have broken it. A lot of pressure ahead for it. But yeah, it feels good to win, and the constructors and the amazing moment for the drivers' championship. So
It is indeed. We have decided. Let's get Bram in here because you've both won the
Yeah.
constructors championship
I
together.
was gonna say, get him
Right
in.
then, let's invite him. Right then. We'll wait for him then before we ask any more questions. A hard season of work, 21 races, it almost went to the wire for both titles, but at least you managed to wrap up one of them. And now I'm guessing the focus is just solely on you getting the drivers.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Yeah, because I think-
it has been for the last few races because we knew the advantage in points we had for the constructors. It was pretty solid. So we knew if we just drove normally, it would come home. And if we were going to focus on the drivers' championship, I was going to score points anyway. So, but it feels good
Indeed.
to have it before the final race.
100%. We're just waiting on Bram. Is he joining?
No clue.
Come on, Bram. Actually, yeah. So just while we're waiting for him, then take us through that race then. Qualifying. Actually, take us through qualifying first, then the race. What happened at the end then?
I mean, I had a good first run on actually used tires. Oh, hello, Bram.
Hello.
Bram, make sure to include your audio.
Yes.
I'm
Hi,
first.
Okay then.
I'm first.
Right, we'll go back. We'll go back to your question in a sec, please. May as well just ask Bram as well. Constructors champions with your cousin at Ferrari. How are you feeling, Bram?
Absolutely fucking buzzing, mate. Absolutely amazing. Oh wait. Oh, not cursing.
That's
I feel amazing. Of course, it has not been what we thought at the beginning of the season. We got an amazing lead. Then, of course, Spa came. We were a bit nervous. At least I was. Dave probably wasn't, but we finally have it. And P3 in the back. It's amazing.
That's what I was about to say. Yes, I think you have secured P3 in the championship. So very well done to you. 2 wins, obviously one from last on the grid and one from pole in Australia. So it's been a really good season for you. You haven't decided to come up to Tier 1 just yet. You want to prove yourself for the championship next season. What are you going to do in Abu Dhabi to help your teammate secure this? Because he has a big lead now.
I'm gonna be smashing everything Josh sees. Everything. The only thing he's gonna see is a Ferrari rear wing.
So this is to both of you. If it stays how it is, and this is, I think, the best scenario for Josh, unless he loses any more places, Thies has a 16-point lead. So Thies only needs P5 in Abu Dhabi to win the title. So it's pretty much going to be another Brazil 08, pretty much. So
That seems
that's
very
it.
possible.
We'll see with the track limits and the safety cars and the spins and whatever. Anyway, you two enjoy tonight. Constructors is done. P1 for Thies, new win record. It's all going right for you. Let's see if it goes right in Abu Dhabi. Nick, do you have any questions for our new Constructors champions?
I don't have any questions, but I've got a lot of description for these lads. And obviously you two have been a brilliant force all season. And right now, as bad as it may sound, I feel like I'm in Chernobyl right now because the good vibes radiating off these two men are absolutely ecstatic. I've got a smile from ear to ear, eye to eye, nostril to nostril. I don't know how many more metaphors I can say, but you two have been brilliant all season, and congratulations because you two are amazing.
Thanks.
Yes.
10 wins. 10 wins between you two this season. That's nearly half the season that you have
Gary.
come out on top. Just about.
No.
Yes.
Wait. Matt, P3, Bahrain, he carried. I
He
just have
carried
to
us.
say it.
Yeah, it was all
Without
because
him,
of I'm a Wild
we
Man.
were
Yeah, shout
never
out to
gonna
Wild Man.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. He helped with the extra 15 points back in Bahrain, where obviously Thies, of humble beginnings of this season, went right into turn 1 and forgot what brakes were. You head into the final race then, the championship leader, constructors champions, knowing you're going to tier 1, all on the line. You only need, at the moment, P5, and it's looking good. There's a lot of work for Red Bull to be done. We will see you in Abu Dhabi, and we will keep you updated. It'll probably be a bit of an earlier start to the stream, so we can update you if any changes have happened from tonight. But at the moment,
wait.
Ferrari.
Can I just do it? Can I just do a few shout-outs? I
Yes,
promise
of course.
some people to do shout-outs. Okay. Shout
Yeah,
out.
of course.
Shout out to Jack Hammick. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Will. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Sasha. Shout out to Sid, of course. Sid, the legend. And I think that's it.
Okay then.
Shout out to you, Jay.
And shout out
thank
for
you,
the
thank
safety car that threw my face.
And Nick. Shout Nick out.
No.
And shout out to Nick,
No. I'm gonna do terrible
There we go.
things
There
too.
we
my
go.
best friend.
Right then. That has been the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a chaotic penultimate Grand Prix to finish things on. The championship surely has taken a turn to one side. Let's see if it stays there. One final race to decide the Drivers' Championship. It has come down. We are going to have the third title finale go down to the wire in Tier 2. We are going to have the fourth overall in EXFL Tier history. And we'll see you in 7 days' time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the finale of Tier 2 Season 5. These versus Josh. Who will come out on top? We'll find out then.